you through a slow but kind of tough flow today, thinking about stepping out of your comfort zone. So we'll be working with balances, strengthening the ankles, activating the soles of the feet, opening up through the hips, and finding strength and flexibility through the core. This is an open level class, so please feel free to modify as best you know. I'll also offer some different variations along the way, and embrace the wobbles. The wobbles are how we find our strength. The only thing you'll need for this class is a blanket. I put mine here as we're about to lie on our backs to start off with. And it's just to make sure that you have some comfort under your knees, as we'll spend a little bit of time in all fours. And also, if you've got a wall handy, as we are doing some balances, please feel free to use it. Equally, if you do know that balancing is tricky for you, you can always use a block or a bolster or something to rest your foot on, just to get used to that sensation of being on one foot. So, come to lying constructive rest, knees coming up to the ceiling. And just take a moment here. I'm going to place the hands on my belly, just so I can get in tune with the breath. So the breath lifts the hands on the inhale, on the exhale. The breath extinguishes and the hands sink. And we're not breathing into the hands. I'm not forcing the breath anywhere. But the hands being on the belly shine a light of attention into the abdomen. And if we can breathe into the abdomen during our practice, we can really ignite some fire and some stability. And make sure that we keep breathing through the hard times. Couple more breaths. Hug the left knee in towards the chest. Flex and point through the foot a couple of times. Staying steady and grounded through that right foot. Just rotate and start to stir the thigh bone of the left leg, exhaling to come out, inhaling as you draw the leg back in, exhaling, inhaling to draw the leg back in. The stability is coming through the planting of that right foot one way, then the other. Almost like my thigh bone is a spoon and my hip socket is the tureen. I'm stirring the soup. Come to stillness. Hug that left knee back in. Notice if there's a difference. Extend the right heel away from the left leg. Take a couple of breaths here. And then let go of the left leg, allow it to join the right, noticing if there's any difference in length. Couple of breaths, and then draw both knees back up to land. This time hug the right knee into the chest, stabilizing through the sole of the left foot. And then again, coming out on the exhale. Stirring the soup in the hip socket. You can use the right hand on the knee to guide. That feels good. Coming back the other way. I can notice that my whole torso wants to come along for the ride. But if possible, can I keep that movement really precise and in the hip socket. Fantastic. Come to stillness. Hug the right knee into the chest. Notice any differences. You can flex and point through that foot because we didn't do it on the other side. Just realised. And then stretch through the ankle of the left leg. And the heel pushing away as if you're pushing against a wall. Couple of breaths. And then release the right leg down to draw in the left. Inhale, rise the arms up over the head and lengthen. Push away with the feet, push away with the fingers as if you're being pulled in two separate directions. My navel is drawing in. Can I engage the base of my ribs to draw them back? Take hold of the opposite elbow, lift and lengthen. Pulling the arms up. Still pushing against the imaginary wall with my feet. Change the cross of the arms. Very nice. Relax. Bring the arms back either side of the body. Here we go. Push down into the feet as the palms push down. Engaging the soles of the feet to lift the front of the body. Finding length. Spreading across the back of the shoulder blades. Releasing down. Exhaling as you lift on up. Push down into the feet. Inhaling. Releasing down. So we're keeping strong. Exhaling, push down into the feet. Stay there for a moment. Feel almost like the floor is wet sand. And you're really feeling the imprint of the soles of the feet. And then nice and slowly roll down through the spine, vertebra by vertebra, as if you're imprinting into that beach. So slowly the pelvis will land. Take a moment to settle. Now, inhale, exhale, hug the left knee in and place the left ankle this time over the right knee. Flex through the left foot and exhale, hug the right knee in and grasp behind the thighs, kind of making a cradle. Now send the left knee away as you flex that through the left foot. Keeping nice and strong. Inhale, allow the right leg to come up to the ceiling on flex and just start to rotate the ankle one way and then the other way. So I'm still working my left knee away from the body, flexing through the right foot. I'm thinking about how I can do different things with each foot at the same time. Calm to stillness. Bring the hands either side of the calf or the knee if possible. Inhale, exhale, gently allow yourself to walk up the leg, finding a curve in the upper spine. And you'll notice that the pelvis will start to lift as well. Keep strong, walk up. See where you're comfortable. I'm still pushing through that left leg to remind myself as well. And then maybe I can allow the head to come to land. Allow the shoulders to drop back into the sockets. Curving through the lower spine. I'm still active through this top leg. Pushing away. It can be a slight bend as well if it doesn't feel comfortable. And then release. Coming back through constructive rest. Take a moment to notice if there's any difference in the pelvis. And then we'll do the other side. So this time it's going to be my right ankle flexing as I take it out to the side and cross the right ankle just on top of the right knee. There's like a little indent just under the kneecap where it feels really good. Take hold of behind the thigh. Key and start to push the right knee away from the body. As I draw the left knee in towards me. Send the left leg up to the ceiling on a flex. Pushing through the heel. and come to wherever's comfortable. This is great too. Rotate through the ankle. One way, then the other, seeing if I can keep the attention in the ankle and in the right knee and right foot. Send it up towards the ceiling. Start to walk yourself up the calf. Find where you feel comfortable. The pelvis will lift. Activate the right knee, the right foot, and then lower the head down. The pelvis will lift. Take a couple of breaths here. This is fine as well. There's absolutely no need. You don't know what else you've been doing. This might be the morning, in which case I definitely can't get this high. Couple more breaths. And then release. Again, allow both legs to come long. Maybe take that long stretch again. Flex and then pointing through the toes this time. Noticing how that feels through the length of the leg into the hip socket. And then stretch, 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 and release. Allow all the tension to go. Just take a moment there. Breathing in to the whole length of the body. And then allow yourself to walk the feet in one at a time. One foot and then the other. And then allow the knees to turn over to one side, bringing the whole body along for the ride. Use the top hand to push down into the floor. And we'll come up into a seated position where the feet are just in front of you, almost like you're on a beach, I suppose is the best way. Let's keep imagining we're at the beach today. So my fingertips can point away from me if that feels good. You're also more than welcome to bring them towards you if that feels easier, depending on the rotation of your arms. But we're just going to slump here. I'm going to allow you to really slouch back into your arms. Just take a moment there, see how it feels. And then as you inhale, push down into the hands. Use the hands to push you up into the fingertips to bring yourself forward. Shoulder blades drawing down, finding a sense of flexion, extension as you come through. Slumping. Inhaling, coming forward, finding cat-cow, but in a different position. Allowing the hands to really help you, but also feeling that rock of the pelvis getting involved. How can you engage the whole body in this movement? A couple more times. Puffing the chest forward. Coming to the fingertips, stay there. This should feel quite strong. I always think of myself a bit like where a swan, when it gets ready, you come too near its nest. The chest puffs forward, the wings come back, shoulder blades draw down. Very nice. And then come to a neutral position. Find your comfort. We're going to find a rotation. So I'm going to come to the outer blade of my right foot. And when I come there, I'm going to allow that rotation from the foot to send my knees over to the side. Finding a twist. And then I'm going to roll through the whole sole of my left foot to come over onto the left blade, outer blade. Roll through, and it's that foot which takes the rest of my lower half along for the ride. Rolling through, then right foot. Roll through the sole of the foot. Right outer edge takes me over. So this can be nice and slow, and you may find that you don't get that low down. It's okay, this is a warm-up. And you really want the focus to be on the feet. And then you might be able to notice how the rest of the body can naturally follow on from that movement as it ripples up the spine and carries everything else along with it. This is the last one. Coming on up, sole of the right foot to bring yourself back up into neutral. From here, I'm just going to hug the legs in, just like you're squeezing in as tight as you possibly can, making a little ball. And if it's comfortable, you can start to come to the tips of the toes, walk the toes in, and maybe find a little hover coming into a cosmic egg shape. I love the name of this. Just finding a little hover. So I'm hugging everything in tight. The closer I squeeze my knees in towards my chest and can curve through my spine, the easier it becomes to naturally lift through the legs. And from here, you can just start to play with maybe drawing the shoulder blades down, coming out of the curve of the spine. You can always bring the toe tips down. And then curving back in. So I'm just balancing as if I'm doing Navasana boat pose. And I'm keeping the legs hugged in. Exhaling. Coming through, hugging in. And then this time as I send the shoulder blades down, my collarbones are wide. I can start to begin to play with taking the backs of the legs and just hovering here, maybe flexing and pointing the toes. So we haven't warmed into the hamstrings yet. And Navasana, as well as needing a strong core, needs lengthened hamstrings. So we will come back here, don't worry. But for now, we're just going to focus on the strengthening of the core. Bring the arms out if it feels comfortable, making sure that I'm still staying wide, navel drawing in, tucking the lower ribs. Here I'm reaching forward, couple more breaths here, squeeze the legs in, and then release. Woo. Very nice. Roll yourself forward, and we'll come onto all fours. Now this is another good point to maybe use your blanket to place it under the knees. We'll be here for a little bit, and we're going to be exchanging weight. So maybe that your knee could do with a little padding. So from here, just give your left hand a little shake. Just for a moment, almost as if it's disconnected to the arm. Feel the little tingle of blood kind of in the hand. Spread the fingers wide and place it down on the mat. Same with the right hand. Shaking, shaking, shaking. Till you get that slight sense of tingling, and then I can place it down onto the mat. So just like we were using the soles of the feet when we were rolling through from side to side, now I'm using the whole palm of the hand to really connect and push and imprint on that wet sand to support me. Now, reach back through the left leg heel, almost like I'm trying to push it away. I'm still keeping it on the floor, but I'm bringing it away as far as it will go, drawing in the navel, tucking the ribs in, engaging the hands. When I feel like I'm nice and strong in the core, I'm going to lift up through the back heel, keeping the pelvis even, little toes placing down, almost like you've got a little weight on the left toe. Breathe there. Now, as you exhale, curve through the spine, bringing knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen back, coming back into that very precise tabletop. Exhale, curve through the spine, knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen back. One more time. Exhale, coming forward, knee to nose, curve through the spine. Inhale, stretch. Now, this time as you exhale, just bend the leg and keep the chest coming forward. So I'm just bending the knee in and as far as it will go without curving through the spine. And then I can take it out to the side and draw a circle. Coming back, exhaling, knee into chest. Inhale as it comes out to the side, draw a circle and kind of keep steady in the core. One more time, exhaling, draw it in, coming out to the side, drawing it back. This time, exhale, draw the knee forward and allow it to land on the inside of both legs. I'll show you here. So from here, I'm going to push down into my right hand. Inhale, allow the left arm to come on up. Exhale, follow it down. Inhale, allow the eyes to trace the fingers. I'm not collapsing into my right shoulder. Inhale, come on up, this time to stay. Push down away from the floor to find the rotation in the spine. Couple of breaths here. And exhale, allow that left arm to swing on back. Come either side of the left leg and then come back into all fours. I'll come onto the other side so you can watch. So again, find the push away and find the length through the spine. Head coming forward, tailbone shooting back. And then lengthen through the right leg this time. Back of the heel. Weight on the right little toe as you come up. Long spine, long leg. From here, exhale, curving through 3 times. Once, knee to nose. Inhaling, lengthening. Exhale, curving through. Inhale, coming back to neutral spine. Exhale, curving in. Inhale, straightening through. This time, just the knee bends, the hip bends. Coming out to the side. Inhaling, exhaling to come forward. I'm working very hard here to maintain that the movement, as much as possible, is coming from the hip socket. 3 times. And then my right leg comes forward between the thighs. I push down through my left arm as I inhale, tracing up and over. Exhaling, following through the fingertips, tracing through the sky. It's time to stay, catching up, inhaling, coming up, engaging through the left hand, pushing down through the whole sole of the foot of the right. Couple of breaths. Exhale, sweep that hand back. Hands either side. Coming into a child's pose. Take a couple of breaths here. Enjoy the sense of breath coming into the back body, filling up the ribs. Now, as you inhale, breathe into the ribs, almost like you're filling up a balloon, and you're going to allow that to lift you up, coming in. You're going to do your cat-cow. As you exhale, shoulder blades draw back, finding the flexion in the spine. Hips draw back. Inhaling, find your own breath. Back of the body inflates, and that's what brings you up. Exhaling, pelvis tips up. It takes over and it drags you back into a child's pose. Few more times. Go as slowly or as fast as you need. Inhale, coming forward. Exhaling, drawing back. This time, inhale, coming forward. Find a neutral spine. Tuck the toes under. Maybe take the feet as wide as the mat if possible. As you slowly walk yourself back, you're going to come into a squat. So you're rolling over the sole of the foot. Take the blanket to one side. You can be high up on the feet. You can even use a block, a blanket, or a bolster to prop underneath the hips if this really isn't comfortable. But we're not going to be here long and we're not going to be static. We're just going to roll forward and backwards. So it's almost like you're massaging the soles of the hands, the palms of the hands, and the soles of the feet if possible. And just play with the initiation there. So my natural instinct is to send my chest forward and allow that weight to bring me forward here. However, what happens if I try and make that initiation come from my feet pushing up and then my feet coming back to stick on the sticky mat? Yeah? Pushing forward and coming back. I need to widen my feet there. You can always adjust your stance a few more times. I can really feel it in my ankles. It's going to really help further along the line. Ooh. Very nice. And then I'm going to allow the feet to land or come onto the balls of the feet if that's what's comfortable. Walk the hands back and up very briefly, and then push down, 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 down into the feet to bring yourself up. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, arms come down. Then just take a look at the feet. We're working them very hard, but I promise it's going to help later on. So notice there's a tendency when you're standing or doing balances to grip at the mat, and we don't want that. We want as much volume and space to be available as possible. So we're going to do the opposite. We're going to grip up the mat, almost like you're trying to pick the mat up and draw it towards you. Then exhale, release. Inhale, grip, grip, grip. Pull the mat towards you. Exhale, release. I'm just doing it with my hands so you can see. Inhale, grip, 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 grip. Exhale, release. Allow all 10 toes to come off the mat. Spread them wide. Land them down. Soften the backs of the knees. Inhale, rise the arms up. Exhale, release the hands down. Allow the chin to slowly roll down through. Bend the knees, bend the knees. And warm into the hamstrings. Coming into a forward fold, take hold of the opposite elbow and just start to take the weight from one side to the other, finding a ragdoll, just a gentle sway. Change the cross of the arms, one foot then the other. Very good. And then allow the hands to come down in front of you. So the little fingers are going to touch the edges of the mat as the palms and the fingers spread wide. And then step back or step forward, yes. Come forward, step back into your down dog. We haven't been here yet, so just have a little wiggle. Pushing one heel down and then the other. Maybe finding a little rotation. Very good. Then lower the knees down, nice and slow. How slow? Can you hover them? And then send the hips back. Keep the toes tucked now. As you inhale, draw yourself forward, inflating the back. Exhale. As you take the breath down from the deepest depths of the abdomen, the pelvis draws back. Inhaling, rising up. Exhaling, pelvis draws back, arching the spine. Inhale, rolling forwards. Exhaling, coming back, and you'll notice you'll start to take the weight forward and back in the hands.
Now this time as you come forward, inhale, come through neutral. As you exhale, keep those toes tucked as you push down into the floor. Push the hips high as they will go. Engage the feet. Coming into your downward dog. Keep the knees bent. And then as you inhale, send the heels of the feet down. Exhale, release, bend the knees. Heels high. Inhale, stretching, stretching, stretching. Exhale, release like chewing gum. Inhale, stretch, stretch, stretch. The feet are active. They're pushing the hips high. And then inhale, send the right heel back, thinking length rather than lift. Can you keep the pelvis even, just like we were on the floor? Exhale, send the chest forward, coming into a one-legged plank pose. Inhale, coming back. Sending the leg high and long. Exhale, knee to chest. Keeping integrity and neutrality in the spine as much as possible. Inhale, send it back. Exhale, coming forward. This time the knee will land between the hands. I'm coming into a variation of pigeon pose. It's a bit happier for the knees. So my knee is facing forward rather than coming out to the side, and I'm sitting on the heel. Now I'm going to engage and push down through my fingertips to find lift. And if that feels okay, I can lift up through the knee of the left leg by drawing back through the heel. Hug the right hip back and the left hip forward to neutralize the pelvis as much as possible. It's obviously not going to be neutral completely because the leg's going in different directions. Lifting up. This should feel quite strong. Couple more breaths here. Very good. Allow the whole palm of the hand to land. Push away, push the floor away. Push, 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 push. And then come through to bring yourself into a down dog. We're going to stay here, so try and find some comfort. I'm engaging the feet to lift high and take some of the weight out of my hands. From here, inhale, rise up through the left leg. Remember, exhaling, head travels forwards, pelvis travels forwards, and staying neutral. Inhale, coming back. Exhale, coming forward. I should say as well, if this feels like way too much, you're more than welcome to come back to the all fours version. Inhale, coming back. Exhaling this time to land. So you can see the other side of my body now. Knees pointing forwards. I'm sitting on my hip. I'm going to push back through that right heel to lift up through the right knee, using the fingertips. And I can draw the right hip forward and the left hip back to find some stability. Lifting up. Couple more breaths. And then release. Pushing back, push. And lengthen. Very good. Bring the knees down as slow as possible. And come back to a resting child's pose this time, so I can untuck the toes. Come back into the breath at the back of the body. And just find some stability. We've started to build up a little bit of heat now, quite a bit of heat. So just allow yourself to sit with that and recognize it. Don't try and control the breath. Just notice when it starts to change all by itself, which it will do. When you're ready to tuck the toes under, back of the breath, body swells. Exhaling, coming back, pelvis draws you back. Inhaling, coming forward. Exhaling, coming back. Last time. Back of the lungs is what brings you up like a balloon. Exhaling, pelvis draws back. Push down through the feet to send the pelvis high. And find your downward dog. Maybe you're finding some ease here now, so you can allow the shoulder blades to slide down the back towards the pelvis as the legs take over a bit more of the strength. And then the heart can sit between the hands, like your spine is draping down from the pelvis, the sacrum. Inhale, lengthen through the right leg, lifting up high. Exhaling. This time the foot is going to land between the hands. Just check that the foot is feeling nice and stable. You can check if the toes are scrunching or not. Take a moment, check the right knee is tracking over the right foot. As you inhale, push down through the front foot to bring yourself up into a high lunge. Take a couple of breaths here. I'm going to bend through the back knee so I can do that drawing back of the right hip and drawing forward of the left again. And then as I exhale, I'm going to allow the right hand, the leg, to swoop down behind me, just like I'm drawing the circle in the sky, like jet trails coming up. Exhaling with the left hand, turning away from the bent leg. Make sure that the knee is still tracking forward. Stability in the lower body. Flexibility still working in the upper body. One more time. Last side. Coming up on the inhale. Exhaling, send the arms forward. Straighten through the back leg. Check that right knee is tracking forward. And as you exhale, I'm going to kick back off the back leg. It might take a couple of goes. Whoop. And I'm going to try and lift up onto the right leg. Allow the left leg to land. So inhale. Come on up. Exhaling. I'm going to roll straight on down through the spine. I'll change sides. Coming to step. Left leg, right leg back. Into your downward dog. Rest a moment, sink the heart. Push down into the hands to push the left leg up and back. Exhaling. Bringing it forward nice and slow. How softly can you land that left leg? Check the foot. Spread the toes, even with your hands if you need to. Finding the lift and length. Push back through the back leg, the back heel as you inhale. Rise on up. Finding stability as I bend that back leg. I draw the right hip forward and the left hip back. Breathe here. And then exhale. Left hand swings back. Inhale. Comes on up. Exhale. Turning the other way. Allow the body to naturally rotate as the eyes follow the movement of the hands. Inhale. Coming up. Exhale. Last time. Oh, bend that back knee. Inhale. Coming on up. Sending the arms forward. We're going to try that again. I can maybe hop that back leg in a couple of times before, maybe finding a moment of balance before landing in. Inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, take hold of the left arm and bring yourself over into a side bend, lengthening up and out of the hips. Inhaling, calming up. There we go. Inhaling. Coming on up. Exhaling, let's go to the other side. Right arm being lengthened by the left arm. Inhale, feet are active, pushing away from the floor. Inhale, coming up. And this time we're going to follow on through. So we're going to exhale and we're going to allow the body to spiral in towards itself, to come on down into a forward fold. Bend the knees. Place the hands on the shins as you inhale. Rise on up into Ardha Uttanasana. Coming into a right angle. Exhale, release. Push down into the feet to roll yourself on up. And we'll come on to the other side. So this time, again, we'll take hold of the right hand. Exhale, find the lengthening. Inhale. Exhaling. As you inhale, the left leg inflates to bring you up. We're going to change sides. Exhaling. Inhaling, coming up. Exhaling over to the right side. Inhaling, coming on up. Exhaling. This time we can follow as we slowly spiral in towards the body. I'll show you from the side, coming down. Hands come onto shins. Send the head forward. Finding length. Stay there for a moment. Pushing down through the soles of the feet. Finding length and strength. Collarbones are wide. Shoulder blades drawing down the back. Exhale. Bend the knees. Coming back into Ardha Uttanasana. This time to rise up. Imagine you're being drawn up from the crown of the head. Coming on up. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling. Coming to stand in Tadasana. Just take a moment to breathe here. Just feeling the feet just start to rock from one side to the other. Allowing the weight to slowly shift more until you can maybe start to lift the opposite side, noticing how the whole body weight travels over the left side, travels over the right side. Very nice. Bring the weight onto the right leg, rise up through the left. Inhale, exhale, release down. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, release. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, goes out to the side. Inhale, comes forward. Exhale, release. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, staying strong through the sole of the left foot. Bring it forward. Exhale, release. Right foot, taking the weight. Exhale, take the left leg out to the side, flex the foot and cross the ankle over the knee. Stay here. This is fine. You can use a wall. If not, inhale, push down through the sole of the right foot. To lift yourself up, bring the hands above the head, coming to a prayer pose. As you exhale, push the palms together and start to track the left knee, the right knee, bending forward over the ankle. Coming here. You can always come a little lower, but make sure you stay with how you feel. I'm still making sure that just as I was before, my left hip is hoiking forward as my right hip draws back, keeping neutrality in the pelvis as much as possible. Breathing here. Embrace the wobbles. And then when you're ready, exhale, push down into the right foot. Inhale, rise up here. Exhale, release, straight onto the other side. Pushing down, taking the weight over, go nice and slow. Rise up through the right leg. Exhale, take it out to the side. Flex the foot, cross it over. Rest here. Exhale. Inhale if you want to. Rise the arms up over the head. As you exhale, use the push of the palms together to help the left knee track forward. Still active in that right leg. Right sole of the foot. Evening through the pelvis. Coming down just as far as feels good. Couple of breaths.
Push down through the left foot. Rising on up, release. Inhale, rise up, push down through the feet. You should really feel that sensation now. Exhaling, send the top of the head forward, coming down through Ardha Uttanasana, just like we came up. Bend the knees.
Coming into a forward fold. Rest here, my knees are bent. Allowing the weight of the head to drop me forward as I inhale. Maybe I can start to push the heels away to send the hips high. Exhale, release. Inhale. Maybe finding some length on my fingertips here. Could always be on a brick. Last time. Maybe you can stay a couple of breaths here. Just seeing if you can keep the thighs stuck to the front of the body. A sense of ease, a sense of action. And then very gently, you can come back into your downward dog. Take a moment here. You can maybe play with that lengthening of the back of the legs, or you're more than welcome to find stability or come down into a child's pose, which we're going to all join you in now.
So rest properly here. Again, you can always use your blanket to rest the head on. If it feels like it's just too far away, you can always have the knees a little wider as well.
Take a couple of breaths here. Enjoying the sense of inflation that comes through the back body with the inhale.
We've got one more little flow sequence to go through, where it's going to come in very handy to really be able to check in with the breath and the soles of the feet. So give it your best shot when you're ready to. Come back up into downward dog. Be really precise here, you've got time. Keeping the fingertips touching the edges of the mat.
Hips pushing up from the feet. Relaxing down, taking a moment to catch your breath. Inhale, right leg rises up, it lengthens. Exhale, hug it in, land it between the hands. Find the stability of the right foot. Allow the knee to track over. As you inhale, push down to come up into your high lunge. Keep the hips even. Hike the right hip back and the left hip forward. Exhaling, come forward. As you inhale, step your way into a balance. Take hold of the left ankle. If possible, use a wall. I've got one here. Or bring both hands behind, sending the hips forward to allow the knee to draw back. I'm kicking back through the leg. Very nice. Now from here, I'm going to turn so you can see me. I'm going to allow the leg to come forward. I'm going to take it out to the side, keeping stable. And from here, I'm going to take hold on the inside edge of the big toe. I'm keeping strong. I'm noticing if I'm wobbling, that's fine. I can still always use, I'm using my ceiling, but you can always use the wall. You can use a strap if you want to, but think more about stability than lengthening. Stop talking. As you inhale, allow the left leg to slowly come out. And it might only come to here. This is great. It might come to here. But just have a little play on the inhale, the exhale, lengthening. Inhale, exhale, bending. Bring it forward. Allow it to come down nice and slowly.
floating it back to step it back through Warrior 3 into your high lunge. Land it down. Feel a sense of release and relaxation. Bring the hands down either side. Step back into your downward dog and just release for a moment. Now I'm going to turn around the other way so you can still see what I'm doing. Here we go. So, as I inhale, I'm going to send back the other leg. As I exhale, I'm going to allow it to land between the hands. Making sure I'm stable and using the whole spread of the forward foot. Pushing down as you inhale, rise up, exhale, come forward. Inhale, almost like you're pulling forward and you're grabbing to bring yourself forward. Just take hold of the lifted foot, kicking back. So I'm wobbling, that's fine. Awaiting the new patterns to constantly emerge in the body. Release the foot. Allow it to float on forward. I'm going to pivot towards you again. Take the knee out to the side. On the exhale, take hold of the toe. Inhale. Send the leg out. Exhale. So we don't have to stay. We're thinking about how we can open and close. 3 times. Then allow the foot to come forward. Release it down. I'm going to come back so you can see I'm swinging it through. And I just happen to be sending the chest forward to land in Warrior 3. It's just incidental to land back where we started. Exhaling. Hands either side of the foot, launching me back into down dog. Lowering the knees. And sending the hips back to come through and roll back if possible. Any way works. Into the same position we were here. We'll come back through Tadasana. So hovering in your egg. We haven't rested yet. We're trying to keep hold of that stability and energy. I'm lifting up. I'm going to send the legs forward. Flex and point through the feet. Stay here. This is fine. This is fine. If not, you can start to send the feet forward, keeping the chest open as if you're reaching forward. Brace the wobbles here. I'm wobbling from side to side. I'm shaking a little bit. I am chatting to you guys though, so I think that's fine. So from here, slowly, 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 how slowly can you come on down? Cross the legs. Roll the shoulders back. Flex. And then send yourself forward. Allowing the head to rest. You can allow the hands to come in front of you. Embracing the release as the head's weight brings you forward. Walk yourself back. Change the cross of the legs. Chest forward. Lowering yourself towards the ground. Allowing this time gravity to bring you forward rather than relying on the extension and strength of the body, giving in. Walk your way up We've got one more little play. So we're just going to come back to where we were at the beginning. So feet are mat width apart. You can launch yourself forward, and we're coming back into that squat position. We're going to play with crow. We're not going to worry about finding a long static hold, but we're just going to play with the possibility of maybe one day finding it. Yeah? So spread the palms. You can give them a little shake if you would like to. My heels can be high. I can again prop myself on a brick if this doesn't feel comfortable. Shake, shake, shake. Bring the hands in front. And I'm going to combine the push of my feet, the lifting forward of my head to bring my weight onto my hands just for a moment. Can I lift and come back? So you can either come back to that rocking we were doing at the beginning of the class, rocking forwards and backwards, or I can have a moment of lift and come back. I can send myself forward. So I'm going forward. I'm not looking down. I'm imagining that I'm coming forward into space. My feet are helping. My feet are active. My core is engaged. I'm curving into that cosmic egg. And then I'm coming back. One more time. Curving, curving, curving. Hugging the legs in. Wah. Nice and free. And then release. Shake the hands. Bring the hips back. If you feel comfortable, you can just bring the hands underneath the armpits like this. I've pinched it from Aikido. It just gives a release to the back of the wrists, which we kind of do the opposite most of the time in yoga. Release. Do the other side. Bring the hands behind you. Fingers pointing away, I would say. We'll just come back to the very start of the class. So we're rewinding, revisiting places that we have been before. So my feet are leading this twist. Left foot initiates the roll over. Coming to the other side, allowing the body to just ripple alongside, behind. Right side. Left side. This time right side leads me over, and I'm going to stay. And release back. Soften into that twist. My feet take me over to the other side. Coming back to the center, finding that hugging in. This time with the feet flat on the floor. Allow yourself to slowly come up and out. And then slowly, even slower than you came out, roll through the spine. Till you come back to that indentation of the whole back body into the mat. Take a couple of breaths there, allowing yourself to sink in. Lengthen one leg along the mat, lengthen the other mat along the mat. Very gently just roll on the back of the heels out and in. Loosening. Noticing how the rotation Initiating from the feet, comes up into the hips, and then flex the feet, point the feet, flex the feet, point the feet, and just speed that up a moment. Allow that shaking to travel through the whole body just for a moment. It sometimes takes a couple of tries to get that motion. You can see my head is rocking. My feet can take me where I need to go. And then stop. Allow the feet to drop out to the sides. Allow yourself to rest. You can listen to the breath. It anchors you back into your reality. Away from the distractions of the day. You're just breathing here now. And then when you're ready to, you can bring some movement back into the body, or you can stay here for as long as you like. It's the luxury of practicing at home. Maybe hugging the knees in one at a time. And allowing yourself to come over onto one side, using the bottom hand as a pillow. Settle here for a moment. Use the top hand to push down, lifting yourself up into an easy seated position. I'm going to put my other foot in front for change. A couple of deep breaths here. You can release through the mouth. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day.